Hello fourth grade, welcome. It's time for art. In this video I'll be showing you how to draw this picture. Who knows what kind of animal that is? It's an orangutan, one of the great apes. And we're going back to a technique that we've covered before, using coloured pencils and blending different colours to create light and dark effects. The difference with this one is that we've got this kind of light shining through the forest kind of effect, and in the background we've got these shafts of light, and then they're touching the orangutan's fur in different places, making the fur kind of look really alive and golden and you know, shining in the light. So that's the effect that we're looking for. I hope you like the picture, and I hope you have fun with this week's video. So let's get started. Okay, to begin this picture we're going to make ourselves a frame, a square frame. You can use a ruler if you want, or you can find an object to draw around. It doesn't have to be like perfect square. I just want us to be working inside a slightly smaller space than the whole page this time. So there we go, a little neater, it's still quite sketchy. The next thing that we're going to do, just put the floor in there, the next thing that we're going to do is draw in these diagonal lines for where we want the light to be shining through the forest. Okay, so this is really the kind of new thing that we're adding in this week. This new light effect. So I'm imagining that's traveling behind the orangutan like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3 shafts of light, and now we have to imagine that that light is falling on the orangutan too, but it's not just going to go straight through, because that'll just look a bit strange. So what we have to do is imagine that each beam of light is going to be moved down a little bit. So this one, instead of these lines continuing, I'm going to move them down. Alright, so here, this is where there's going to be a patch of light on the orangutan's face. And down here, across the arm like this. But not across the whole arm, because of course there's going to be shadow too. So they'll be like that. There'll also be a patch of light on his tummy, or her tummy, could be a female orangutan, something like this. And again, it's a slightly different line than the arm, and the light is going to curve round, and again it's going to disappear into shadow. Then there's going to be a patch of light here on this bit of arm too. Across the face as well, this patch of light is going to be covering this top part of the face, just like this. And then the rest will be in shadow. And that one, well, that's just going to light up just a tiny bit on the top of its head, maybe. Something like that. Just one final thing to sketch then. Just one final thing to sketch is some shapes of trees and vines in the background. So these can be quite kind of random shapes, but just sort of roughly tree-like, like we're looking into a jungle background. Okay, so now orangutans are orange, so I have an orange, but I also need lighter colors, so perhaps a lighter orange and a yellow for where the light is touching the orangutan, and of course I need darker colors, so red and a brown, maybe even a darker brown too. So I've got this lovely selection of colors for the orangutan's fur. And I've also got some pinks for the face and the hands. I'm going to start with the lighter orange, and we're going to work on these areas of highlights where the sunlight is touching the orangutan. Actually, I'm going to start with the brightest yellow. This one is slightly different on the tummy because the arm in front is making a bit of a shadow here. That's why it's not yellow all the way on the edge. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So now I'm going to work with these two oranges. We're just going to have a little bit of lighter fur on just along this edge, because this is generally, even though we've got these patches of strong light coming through, we have this area of the orangutan that is sort of generally lighter fur, because the light is coming from that direction. Alright, so our orangutan is looking golden and shiny, and just waiting for a background to appear behind him or her. Could be a female orangutan, of course. A different set of colours now, obviously. We're going to have greens in the background. and I have this light brown too. But also we're going to be working with a different kind of texture, so not pressing as hard, not filling in the color so much, but more, we're going to create like fainter colors. We're not going to press as hard, and we're going to have a more sort of scribbly texture. I'm going to start with this green, and here we go. And finally, the shafts of light are going to be beaming through the forest. And this is how we're going to do that. So you see I'm going to just go over that background with the yellow. Hopefully you can still see your lines where you drew these shafts of light. And there's another one here. There was one here too. And I also have this very pale green, and I'm going to do the same thing just in the other parts of the background. Okay, so there is the finished picture, and I hope that you had a lot of fun drawing this picture, and that you're happy with your results. I really look forward to seeing what you draw. I always do, so don't forget to share.